Hi, I'm Supervisor Scott Wiener, and I would be honored to represent you in the California State Senate. We live in the best place on the planet, yet we face huge challenges. Housing is so ridiculously expensive that people are being pushed out. I wouldn't even be able to afford to move into my own neighborhood today. Too many working families are struggling to make ends meet, to gain access to affordable health care, and to access quality public education. We have terrible congestion on our roads, and our public transportation systems are struggling to keep up with demand. Working together, we can make a difference on these issues. As your next state senator, I will go to work every day fighting to make a difference for you, creating more affordable housing so that you and your family can stay here, making your commute more reliable and affordable, ensuring that your children receive a quality education, and that your family can access affordable quality health care when you need it. We must support working families, and I authored first-in-the-nation legislation to guarantee fully paid parental leave so that parents don't have to choose between bonding with a new child and paying the rent. As your state senator, I will fight to expand paid family leave. We have a homeless crisis on our streets, and we see it every day. I authored a measure to fund $1 billion over 20 years for permanent housing for our homeless residents, because I believe that allowing people to live in squalor, in tents, on sidewalks, is not a compassionate approach to homelessness. We must get people out of the tents and into housing. As your state senator, I will fight for statewide solutions to address our homeless crisis by creating more housing and by rebuilding our state's mental health safety net. I believe strongly that to make housing more affordable, particularly for our struggling middle class, we must create more housing and stop putting up roadblocks to housing. I authored legislation to streamline the approval process for affordable housing, legislation to add new rent-controlled in-law units to our housing stock, legislation to hold slumlords accountable for code violations, and also to protect renters from unfair evictions. As your state senator, I will fight to ensure that all Bay Area communities are creating enough housing for our growing population. Now, transit may not be the sexiest issue, but it impacts every one of us on a daily basis, including myself as a daily Muni rider for the past 19 years, which is why I've made improving our transit systems a top priority. Because of my work, Muni funding is now tied to population growth so that our system keeps up with growing ridership. I passed legislation requiring residential developers to pay transit impact fees. I created dedicated funding for new Muni and BART vehicles, for Caltrain improvements, for road resurfacing, and for projects to make it safer and easier to bike and walk. I also authored legislation to require the creation of a subway master plan to construct more subways in San Francisco, and also to improve our inadequate late-night transportation service. I successfully fought the insurance companies when they tried to dramatically raise copays on HIV drugs and other life-saving drugs. I expanded funding for HIV care and prevention services, and I fought the soda and tobacco industries to stop their products from making our children sick. As your state senator, I'll continue fighting to protect our community's health. I am a product of K-12 public education, and I will fight to expand school funding. And I will continue my work to expand water recycling and solar energy. Because the fight for LGBT rights is not even close to over, I will work to expand California's role as a leader in the fight for LGBT equality and dignity, including meeting the significant needs of our LGBT at-risk youth, our seniors, and our transgender brothers and sisters. I'm the only candidate for state senate endorsed by the Democratic Party. I'm also honored to be endorsed by our current state senator Mark Leno, U.S. Senator Dianne Feinstein, Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom, Board of Equalization member Fiona Ma, the mayors of San Jose, Oakland, and San Francisco, our firefighters, and the California League of Conservation Voters. Working together, we can meet our many challenges. I humbly ask for your support.